Greetings, friends, on this breezy but sunny and beautiful spring day here on the homestead. Well, at this time of year, there's so many things that need to be done, and I don't know about you, but when there's so much that needs to be done, it's like, oh, I start feeling the pressure and a little bit of anxiety. But what I do to counteract and to handle that pressure is I make to-do lists, an action list, and write down all the different things that I feel need to be done, whether it be on the homestead, with the family, with other things. Write them down, and then each day focus on 3 high priority items for that day. So narrow that focus on that day and just not bounce around, because there's times in my life where it's like you have all these things that need to be done after you made the list, and you're like, oh, I need to do this. You start doing a little bit here, oh, and then you hop over there, do a little bit there, and you're never really completing any of it. So the remedy for that is to just really narrow your focus and prioritize and focus on doing those high priority items first. So the high priority items that I have assigned for today are: 1, working on our second raised bed just right outside our greenhouse. Actually, let me show you. So this right here is the raised bed that I made last year just right outside of our greenhouse. And it goes all the way almost until halfway. And I want to build the same exact style one on this half of the greenhouse. And you can kind of see I threw some block down to kind of just somewhat get it started. I wanted to finish it last year, but it wasn't a high priority item, and it just kind of fell further on down. So, but last year in this main one here, we grew sunflowers and Thai basil, and strawberries have gone crazy and have taken over. And we also had some other different flowers growing in here, like daffodils and tulips. And I can see them coming up now. They're a little late, but they're coming along. Not sure if we'll have as many this year, but I'm hoping so, because I really, really love tulips. And I'm actually a flower guy, so tulips is one of my favorite flowers. What about you guys watching? Do you, and gals too, what is your favorite flower? Let me know, because tulips is like right up there for me. So, but right here, we're gonna work on this today. But before we do that, I need to bring some more block over so that I can actually have block to work with to construct it. So, let's get some backup. I think we'll have Sailor working on driving the lawn tractor and transporting some block for me. We actually have some block that we were using under some storage bins that I actually burned up not too long ago, just because they were falling apart, and those block were just underneath those bins just to kind of keep the ground solid and the bins level. But now that the bins are gone, don't need to keep the block there anymore, and besides, I need them here. So action item number 1 for today is to move the block over here for me to begin setting up the block raised bed here, which brings me to high priority action item number 2, and that is to work on constructing this bed here. And that's a really long one right there. That's going to take some time, and if I get done with that, number 3 action item is I'm going to be working on cutting up some of the logs that I have down there closer to the ducks, because we want to put a gate in from the garden to the pond area, because our garden area we're really working on fencing it in really well. But that's a action item for another day, is working on the fencing. But let's get started on moving some block. I can see she has a flat tire on the front tire. One of those tires we went ahead and changed to a flat free tire, and that thing has worked out perfectly. So I have an extra flat free tire actually right here, nice and convenient and handy. We're gonna go ahead and change it out. And I really like these because we have constantly gotten flat tires here, so this will make a big difference, just going ahead and saving us some time of having to pump this up or seal it, and just put a flat free one on. So you can see it right there. Let's change it. Alrighty, we were using those pallet bins for storage, but now that we don't have them, we just have these items out here that we need to clean up. So we may have to fit this into the list of to-dos at some point here. But we also have some grass and greenery growing here in this area. So we need to get to it really pretty quickly, cleaning up, or we won't be able to see the different pipes and different things that we had in those bins, because the grass will just grow up right around them. So, but we do want grass to grow. It's one of the things that I've noticed the longer that I've been a homesteader and slash farmer, is the more I realize that I'm a kind of a grass farmer too, because having the grass, having the vegetation for our chickens, our ducks, our goats, and other animals that we may add on here, they need to eat it. So I gotta make sure they have it to eat. Well, here comes Sailor. We're gonna start loading up these blocks that are, I'm not sure if you can see it, but they're right down here. Alrighty, so we transported our block over here, and as we were doing it, for some reason the ducks, well, they just kept wanting to be right in the way of the path where Sailor was trying to go. She was taking the block down by the pond and then up around towards our house. They were just hanging out right there and they didn't want to move. It's like they were playing chicken or something with Sailor. Ducks playing chicken. Well, anyways, we were able to get the block moved out of the way. But we did spend a little bit more time than I initially planned of just cleaning up that area over there. We still have some more to go, but I may or may not be able to get to the third item that I had planned today of cutting up the wood. But I am going to tackle as much of doing the block today as I can. So we have our line laid out now. Now it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and just start leveling, using level here to see where I need to start, because I want the line to kind of be similar to that, and then start laying it from there. So I have my work cut out for me. Let's get started. Alrighty, so I just finished the front side of this bed, this raised bed here, of setting this block. Still have 3 more sides to go. And I just had to go down to the other side of the garden by the pond where the ducks are and get some more of a specific type of block. I'm using a couple different types here, but on the face of it, I like the ones with the rougher edge. I'm not sure what those are called, but I also have some of these smooth ones. Those we'll use for like internal, but for more of the aesthetic look, I like the rougher, I don't know what you call it, but anyways, it looks better. And it would have been a lot easier to get this block from where I've gotten them from, where I was just getting them from, if I would have had that garden gates that we need to start working on. But it is what it is. Those blocks that I got, they were from another project that we did some time ago, a scrap project. And one of the things that I've learned during our time here on the homestead, as I'm constantly growing and constantly learning and figuring out things, I strive to do most of the projects on a temporary basis, because if you do things on a permanent, you set everything up permanently, it makes it so much harder to change it once you think, hey, I really shouldn't have done it like that. Let me change it. So right now I'm not laying these block with concrete or mortar or anything like that. I'm just laying them, placing them so that way we can grow our food. And hey, if I like them here on a long-term basis, we like them, hey, maybe later on we'll make them more permanent. But right now we're just continuing to figure things out, learn as we go. Well, I had to drive those block up here that I got with the lawn tractor. Sayla's taking a break from being my driver, and she's working on her schoolwork just on the other side of our compost bins right there. And she's actually have a little friend hanging out with her. Well, anyways, it's time to get back to working on this bed. I really want to get it finished. The sun is moving on me. The earth's moving, all of it's moving, I guess. But time to get back to work. So I'm almost finished with the second task that I set out to accomplish today. First task was gathering all this block up to work on this project of building this raised bed. The second task was actually building this raised bed. I finished the front side, this bottom side here, and the top side. However, this back side here, I won't be able to finish. Not because I don't want to, actually I do, and I don't at the same time. Because I need some more block like these right here. I didn't factor those into the project. I didn't think that I would need so many of them to complete it, but this whole backside needs them, and I don't know where any are right at the moment. So I either need to A, locate some, or B, cut some of the full size block, just cut them in half, long ways with a quickie saw. Well, it's been quite the work today with doing this project, and not only is it a fairly lengthy project, I also was getting bit by fire ants constantly. My arms, my stomach, my legs, and even my booty back there. So man, and I don't know how many times it is, but I think I'm gonna see if Lacie has something I can take, maybe a homeopathic remedy to help me out, because I'm going to go tackle task number 3. So at least say I can fully check off at least 2 items for today. So it's really good to set goals for daily goals, shorter term goals like your weekly, monthly, whatever it is, and even long-term goals. Setting your goals is very important. It also reminds me of a really good helpful booklet that I read a number of years ago, and I often refer back to it from time to time. It's called The 7 Laws of Success, and I'll leave the booklet in the show notes below. It's really quick read, which I like quick reads, and it's really helpful for giving you the 7 keys of just accomplishing success in your life. It's not guaranteed that you're going to have financial success, but it provides a number of keys that can be really helpful in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And a number of those keys were worked on today. 1 of setting the goal, 2 of learning education of how to do what I was doing. I've been learned from my father-in-law and learned from experience through that for a number of years now. But also resourcefulness is another one of those keys. I had to get all the block and gather them from all over the place, which we had on hand. And then the perseverance. I'm persevering through all those crazy ants as I was pressing through to put the block down. Alrighty, so you're working on editing a video right now?
As always.
Almost done?
Yeah.
Well, I'm almost done with the raised bed that I was planning to work on today. Almost there, but I've gotten bitten by fire ant I don't know how many times. So I'm normally pretty tough and can handle it, but I've kind of lost count of how many times I've actually gotten bitten today. So is there any remedy you suggest for the bites and dealing with the discomfort?
Apis is probably the most. If it's like a sting, either that or lead them.
Okay. Can you hook me up one of those?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So this is our homeopathic kit right here, remedy kit.
Let's see what it
And this is a top 100 remedy kit that we often use.
And it comes with a little guide to help you kind of pick exactly which one would be best for you. And stings are on here, and so it says Apis for stings, So that's what we're gonna try first. There we go. And stings right there.
Alrighty.
You only need a few of them.
Thank you. Something smells good.
Oh, that's my box of goodies. I love getting this type of mail because you know what it is before you even open it. So
what you got there?
all these wonderful organic goat milk soaps that our friend Flower makes. I mean, every lavender, sandalwood, and Vermont forest that smells like you're in the woods, guys. I love it. And she makes the best face cream and eye cream and body butter. And I'm super excited because this spring she's coming out with some new products. That means I get to buy some more and test them out and tell you guys about them. But they're so good. I wish you could smell them. I really wish you could.
I asked like I didn't know what was in the box. I knew what was in the box. I'm just asking for you guys so you know what's in the box. It does smell really good.
And if you want to get some of your own wonderful soap and skin products or tinctures or have an herbal consult, I will leave Flower's information in the show notes below. It's Mother Nature's Mountain. And oh wow, we love Flower and all that she does. So good.
Woo! We are finished. Whew, man. Wasn't perfect today, but, and I gotta give myself a kind of a self-check on that every now and then because I tend to be a perfectionist and want things done perfectly. OCD and everything else all in me, so I have to just realize, hey, I focused on the task that we had at hand, didn't get distracted, didn't let the ants get to me and make me quit, and we made a lot of progress, so I feel really good about that. Thank you, Josiah, for helping me out with that. Mike is trying to come in here at the last minute, making it seem like it was working. But I tried to do a time lapse on cutting the wood up, but I must have hit my time lapse limit for today because each time I tried to do it, didn't work, didn't save, so you didn't get to see all that we were chopping up. But you saw the pile to start with. There's no pile there now. And it's all chopped up right here and right there. So we got it done. Just a lesson for you kids at home. You too, Josiah. Because I know you want to quit sometimes when we have projects and things going on. But you got to stick to it. Perseverance, stick-to-itiveness, get the job done, and have drive. 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 Let me hear you say it. Drive. See you next time. Stay tuned to see if I can get this project completed totally and actually grow something in it really, really soon. As well as stay tuned for some other exciting things that'll be happening on my homestead. Stay tuned.